which is directed by Ty West. Yeah, Ty West. Ty West, and apparently he's quite big. I haven't seen many of his other ones, so I'm not aware of him that much. But this one, I just saw this, when you look flicking through trailers and you see lots of horror films, and I thought this looked okay. I'd heard some good reviews, so I thought I'd give it a watch. So let's start with some of the actors. The biggest one, and the one probably the only one I really recognised is Sarah Paxton. She's just like one of the young female ones who's looking after the place in the week before it shuts down. We also got like Kelly McGillis, Lena Dunham, Alison Bartlett, and Pat Haley. Pat Haley is the other guy who's looking after the place. Yeah, they're all very good. I really like the character, like Claire and Luke, because they both had very good acting, chemistry and stuff. They just worked well together. It's like, so I think that was cool. Kelly McGill's acted as well as just sort of maybe less. She was more of a bit of a grudgy one at the start, but when she opened up, she was alright. So they were the main characters, and there's some of the side characters and stuff. But all in all, they all did very well. It was at the start it was quite funny, and I liked they had good humour at the start. Although it is a horror movie, it actually starts out quite light. So yeah, good acting all around. Story, it was basic. It was like I don't know. It was like a simple ghost story, which wasn't really expecting. I didn't go into it for the scare story. I went into it for the scares. Well, apparently. So yeah, the story was okay. It was just like quite a basic story of someone if they want to find out what a bit of history about the place basically before it shut down. And they do, and then shit happens. Like it always does in these movies. Well, the actual, was it scary? That's always a big question you gotta ask. Well, thing is, at the start, it took a long time for me to get freaky. There was one bit actually really early on which that got me big style. There's lots of how can I say it? It's more jump scares. They do build up tension very well, but sometimes they build up tension, but they leave it so long that and it's gone after a while. But still, they did use I like how they used the little recorders, these old sort of sound recorders. Really cool idea. The scariest thing about this was the actual ghost. She had the freakiest face, the imagery of it. Oh Jesus Christ! It was well scary until the end. After a while, you knew she was coming, and although and I'd seen the last bit in the trailer, so it didn't freak me out as much. And plus, I've seen some of the other big scares, I guess. Which is a shame. That's why I kind of like watching trailers, but I also kind of not liking watching trailers. So generally, I would say that it was still even freak out the hardest of people, but it still isn't. It does take a really long time for it to get going. Basically the scariest thing is the ghost in this. The whole imagery. They did a really good job of makeup, making it look just freaky as hell. So scary, but not as scary as I thought it would be. But it still does do its job in freaking you out and stuff. So yeah, that's my honest thoughts on this film. So pros, good acting, and still scary, but just not as scary as I thought. And the story isn't that complex really. But I would still recommend this, but if you can, I wouldn't pay a lot to watch this, but it was still very good, and I approve. 4 stars, I'd say. I'd give it about 4 stars. So yeah, that's my review, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Leave a comment down on any films you want me to see and review. Alright, peeps. Bye bye.